Number 1. Acknowledge regret. Sometimes when we make a mistake, we spend most of the time avoiding thinking about it. At other times, we justify the mistake or pretend that we don't have any regrets about a particular situation. Maybe this sounds like you, maybe not. We are an ingenious species who have found inventive ways of hiding the truth from ourselves and hiding ourselves away from others. And then we rationalize and justify not acknowledging our mistakes or even thinking about the event where that blunder happened. The first step to forgiving yourself is acknowledging that you have done something which you need to be forgiven for. Acknowledge this mistake out loud, visualize it, verbalize it. Put words into the action or inaction under which you need forgiveness for, and realize that you do deserve that forgiveness. You are not owed forgiveness, but you can work for it once you've acknowledged the mistake. Number 2. Clarify a course of action. So now you realize that you have done something wrong. What's next? Do you want to talk to this person and say you're sorry? Do you care enough to make the effort to reconcile? Whatever your answer may be for those questions, you need to decide what you're going to do next. Maybe you want to avoid that person. You are comfortable not being around them or being in their lives. So you acknowledge the mistake and forget about it and move on. But then, if you by some chance want to do the mature thing, you can decide to apologize and make amends. It is up to you. There is no one-size-fits-all answer. The situation and people involved often decide the course taken. Only you, of course, can decide what path is best for you. Number 3. Ask for forgiveness. Now that you've put thought and words to your mistake, it's time to ask for forgiveness. If this is a course you have decided to take, that is. This is never easy. It's often very difficult to admit to others that you have done them wrong. As a matter of fact, it is already hard enough to admit to yourself that you were wrong. Try not to duck out of having to take responsibility for your actions by using the words like, "I'm sorry if," or "I'm sorry but." Be strong and own the mistake. It may be your apology, but it's not about you right now. At that point in time, your primary goal is to sincerely express that you're sorry and you regret what you did or didn't do. Don't go justifying those actions to that person. Own them and apologize for them. Number 4. Think of your mistake as a learning experience. Mistakes educate us. John C. Maxwell said that a wise person learns from his mistakes, but a wiser person learns from others' mistakes. Each mistake is an opportunity for growth and learning. You need to establish the root causes of the mistake so you can understand it and make sure it doesn't happen again. Even if it does happen again, you will have the knowledge to handle things better next time. As we get older, our experiences teach and help us grow. Realize that at the point in time in which you made that mistake and consequently apologized for it, that you did the best you could with the mental and emotional tools you had at that stage in your life. Number 5. Reason with your negative inner critic. If you are on the road to forgiving yourself, negative thoughts may creep in from time to time. Debate your side of the story with that negative inner energy that wants you to remain in a desolate place where you can't forgive yourself. You can't always just fight away bad thoughts. Sometimes it helps to write out the situation in a journal. This will help you to understand yourself better. You can establish if there were any patterns that led to this self-sabotage behavior, and you can learn how to prevent it. Make sure your arguments against the inner critic are rational and simple. Avoid overcomplicating the situation. Each time these pessimistic thoughts intrude, don't be afraid to forgive yourself again. Notice that forgiving yourself is a gradual process. Extend a bit of kindness to yourself when you feel the negative thoughts creeping in and keep the process going. Number 6. Show up and be seen. Do not hide away in shame. If you were to become a hermit each time you stubbed your toe, you would never leave the house. Apply that logic to all your mistakes. It's okay to struggle with showing up. It may take a while to stockpile the courage needed to be around and interact with the person you have mistreated. But while the courage is building up, take baby steps towards making yourself seen. Maybe you can't have a full face-to-face conversation with the other person. That's okay. Check in with them via text or email. A simple "Hi, how are you doing?" will do. You would be surprised by how amazing people are. Sometimes they are just dying to forgive you, especially if that person is a close friend. Sometimes the other person didn't even find the mistake that serious. Number 7. Talk to a counselor. Not forgiving yourself for minor mistakes over time sets up extremely unhealthy patterns in your life. After a time, if you're self-aware enough, you may realize that your confidence has dropped. You're afraid of communicating, self-deprecation becomes the meal of the day, among many other things. If this sounds like you, you may need to seek assistance from a professional or an unbiased third party. It needs to be someone who will be completely honest with you. Better still talk to a licensed mental health professional about how to move on from your mistakes. It may sound radical, but some people just need a bit of extra help to see their value and properly conduct some guided introspection. You're not weak, needy, or messed up. You're human, and humans are individuals with individual problems and personalities. Number 8. Love yourself. Sounds simple enough, right? You need to love yourself to forgive yourself. It's that simple. But simple doesn't always mean easy. Treat yourself the way you would treat a beloved friend or family member who has made a mistake. That means being aware of your feelings and making an active effort not to hurt them. Extend kindness and compassion to yourself. Accept that you are human, therefore imperfect. Number 9. Tell yourself that you are worthy. The degree of the mistake sometimes make it harder to accept that you can be forgiven. The more hurtful you have been towards someone may dictate whether or not you think you deserve forgiveness. Chances are you have probably blown the situation out of proportion in your head, as people do. But even if it was truly an awful mistake, and it took you a while to even realize it for the mistake it was, you can be forgiven. You deserve to be forgiven, even if the other person doesn't forgive. That's fine. Sure, you may no longer have that person in your life due to that mistake. Regardless, for you to move on with your life, you need to forgive yourself. So as long as you are sincerely sorry, try to make amends and reach out for reconciliation. You are worthy. However, be careful with this. You owe yourself forgiveness. The person you have wronged does not need to forgive you. Number 10. Tell yourself mistakes are natural. Nobody is perfect. This is a widely known fact. At some point in life, we all make mistakes. Whether it's something minor like spilling a drink or breaking a glass, or something major like cheating on a loved one. Any action which calls for regret is considered a mistake. That action could have been intentional at the time of execution, but once that regret and uneasiness sets in, the idea of a mistake is formed. We have all experienced the deep, swooping feeling in our bellies after realizing that we have committed a critical error. Left alone, that feeling festers over time, and you start harboring a guilt that trails after you like that puppy you fed one time who now refuses to leave. These steps should help you acknowledge and learn from mistakes. Take steps to reconcile with the other person and forgive yourself even if others do not. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss more videos like this. Be sure to check out this playlist of our top videos. Thanks for watching. Take care.